Not the first time we've heard Klopp complain about kickoff times. What do you make of it?
Boring.
He doesn't have a point?
Look, well, Man City are kicking off at the same time because they're playing against them. When's he want to play? Tuesday night? Sunday night? Sunday morning? Monday afternoon? When's he want to play? I know it's not an ideal. We don't live in an ideal world. And I know it seems Liverpool get a lot of these. And what he's saying is you won't see the quality game on Saturday, 12:30 British time, that you would see on Monday at 8 p.m. British time, because the players have had more rest. But we're at the beck and call of huge TV money, huge TV contracts, having to, feed them and what works for the networks. And it kind of is what it is, I have to say. I'm looking forward to a 12:30 kickoff between these two on the Saturday.
Isn't European football that following week as well? Listen, if Jurgen Klopp, we've kind of gotten used to these complaints, and for one thing or another, at one point in the season, or an absolute or another. But to Craig's point, Man City kicking off at the same time, and while Liverpool are playing on the Thursday night in Europe, City are playing, I'm not even sure which day, Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm sure they are happy for the earlier kickoff. Mm-hmm. They would have it, and so now it's. So do you push it back to the Saturday 3 o'clock? Is that really going to make a difference? Rather than playing at 12:30, that you have the 3 o'clock kickoff or whatever it is, that for me, I don't get. I'm not buying into that.
All right, if there's anybody on this panel that's going to defend Jurgen Klopp, it is Don Hutchison. Don, what do you make of the comments from the Liverpool manager?
I think he's absolutely spot on. I think the lads are way off the mark, I have to say. I mean, Jurgen Klopp says there he's got one day to train with his players. Pep Guardiola's going to have one day to train with his players. He doesn't know his players.
What, is he learning about his players, though, is he?
Well, no, but hang on. You know what it's like when you're prepping for a game. You're going to have no time to do any basic things like set plays. You kind of go through any patterns of play. You're going to have 1 day's training with guys that are flying all over the world to get back to Liverpool. Same for Pep, by the way. I mean, listen, at 3 o'clock, I think Luton play Crystal Palace. That could have been an early kick-off. At 5:30, Brentford, London Derby, they take on Arsenal. That could have been a 12:30 kickoff. And Liverpool Man City could have played on the Sunday or the Monday. I think it's unbelievably harsh to watch Man City versus Liverpool, that you want two teams to be fresh for. You want two managers to have spent time with their players. Look at Man City's injury list. I mean, there's about 9 of their players gone down in the last 24, 48 hours of injuries. Pep would love an extra day for them players to be fit again. Erling Haaland, you know what it's like, Craig and Shaka. You've done fitness tests on the morning of a game, and so have I. And some mornings you've done a fitness test and you've gone, I just can't make it, boss. Another 24 hours, I might have made it.
Hold on, Don.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Hold
City are playing Leipzig on the 28th.
The Tuesday.
On the Tuesday.
Not the conversation.
Sure. No. It's the same conversation, because either we listen to Jurgen Klopp and complain about the 12:30 kickoff, or we push it to your point, Sunday night, and listen to Pep Guardiola complain about how the league aren't supporting the teams playing in Europe.
You've missed my point.
Well,
you missed my point about
your point was they could have pushed this game to the Sunday or Monday.
Because it makes absolute sense, and it's about the 15th time I think that Liverpool have played at 12.
So push it to Sunday or Monday, and then City play in Champions League.
I'm not Liverpool biased, Shaq. I'm not Liverpool biased, because what I'm also saying at the same time, that Guardiola's now got 8 or 9 players down with injury, and we've all done fitness tests where they might not make it for the Liverpool game. Who wants to see that? I want to see Liverpool at their best. And I want to see Man City at their best.
Let's let Gab get a word in here. I saw you throw your hands up there, Gab.
No, look, there's a very easy solution to this. I mean, nobody's actually mentioned this, but this has to do with the television contract and who has first choice on what game each weekend here in the UK. And guess what? This television contract, the current deal, is coming to an end. They'll be signing a new, I think it's going to be 4 years this time. But you know what? Jurgen Klopp can go see his boss, Billy Hogan, who, because Liverpool are one of the 20 Premier League shareholders, when they can sit together, they're the ones who get to decide on what terms they go and sell the TV rights. And they can come up with a different way as early as next season or whenever the new contract kicks in. And you can come up with something and maybe they'll call it the Hutchison method, where they split the difference between the next fixtures or whatever. This is only an issue, by the way, because Manchester City have already qualified in the Champions League, so they probably don't care so much about their midweek game. So we can look at this and say, oh, look, they could all get an extra 5 hours rest and play Saturday night. Or maybe even Sunday lunchtime. Who cares? Pep Guardiola is going to send out Oscar, Bob, and the rest of the no-names. But you know what? What if they hadn't qualified? There's no good way to do this unless you write it into the television contract. You say this is the marquee game in the Premier League, and we want special treatment. We want a different spotlight on it, and whatever else. I mean, I had sympathy for him about the many 12:30 kickoffs, and that it's something they need to look at. But, frankly, this one, it's written into the deal. This is the biggest fixture or one of the biggest fixtures in the Premier League calendar. Somebody's paid a lot of money for it. That money is the money that allow Luis Diaz and Mo Salah and all those guys to play for Liverpool and also plays Klopp's wages. If you want to negotiate something different, take it up with your boss and say, hey, let's take this into account when we sign those fat TV deals.
Don, by your reasoning, you want to put Luton Town v whoever it is in the 12:30 slot. I mean, that's just not going to happen. It's just not going to. It's not going to happen, is it?
No,
right.
What I'm saying is, I'm just saying that from a player's point of view. When I talked about the 12:30 kickoff, and I alluded to all the Man City players that are struggling out injured, I want to see Man City at their best take on Liverpool at their best.
Yeah, but they're playing in the Champions League, Don. They can't play in. But what are you not grasping here? They're playing in the Champions League on Tuesday. This game on the Saturday, early on, gives both teams the most amount of rest.
It's qualified, Man City.
Are you not listening to what Gab's just been talking about?
Yes.
When this fixture was announced, they didn't know Manchester City had qualified. What do you want to say?
We know this.
Let's change the fixtures now. Oh, Man City have qualified.
We know this. All I'm saying is what Jurgen Klopp is saying is probably, I think he's got a point.
All right.
No, hold on. No. No.
What did he say before the show?
What do they want? What do they want? Do they want more rest at one end or more rest at the other? Because you can't have it both ways.
Right, do you not think then that I think off the top of my head, Liverpool have had a 12:30 kickoff about 14, 15 times. I think the next closest club I think might be Tottenham with 6. Do you not think that's disproportionate?
What does that have to do with this?
Well, it's because it's the 12:30 kickoff, Shaq. It's another one for Liverpool.
So it's not about the rest or the players being away. Is now the number of 12:30 kickoffs?
Well, no, it's not. I mean, we're getting into semantics here. What I'm saying is...
You raised it. You raised it. I didn't.
Are you saying...
I'm asking you what you're saying.
I'm standing by, in my humble opinion, I don't think this fixture should be 12:30.
There it is. All right, we'll leave it there.
I have no idea when you think this fixture should be then, bearing in mind the fixture pile-up. I mean, my God.
It'll be in January.
I mean, the trouble is now...
Merry Christmas.
Stick it in Vegas.
This game is full of people who just want to make excuses. There's never been more money. There's never been bigger pay. There's never been better facilities. Everything that goes with the game now. And it all comes through, as Gab said, through the huge TV contracts that are negotiated by the clubs and the networks and the Premier League. There is no ideal scenario. We don't have to sit and listen to these managers, because if the game's on a Sunday, we're going to hear the same thing. Oh, we could have played Saturday because that would have given us more rest for the midweek. Just go and play, man, for God's sake.